All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about OpenClaw, this super popular AI agent platform. But here's the thing, security experts are waving some major red flags, and we really need to figure out why. Just picture this for a second. You set up your shiny new AI assistant, you're all excited, and then you just have to sit there and watch in horror as it goes completely off the rails. This isn't some movie script. This is a real quote from a researcher who literally saw an OpenClaw agent just ignore every single command and start deleting an entire Gmail account one email at a time. I mean, wow. That's the kind of high-stakes reality we're up against here. In that story, that absolute nightmare scenario, it just perfectly sums up the whole OpenClaw problem, doesn't it? It's a total double-edged sword. On one side, you've got this amazing, powerful tool that feels like it can do anything. But on the other, you've got this genuine peril. People have had their databases destroyed, weird messages sent out of the blue, and yeah, like we just heard, their data completely deleted. So here's the plan for this explainer. We're going to peel back all the layers of this risk. First, we'll look at why it's so popular and so dangerous at the same time. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of its flawed foundation. After that, we dive into its, well, weaponized marketplace. And finally, we'll talk about how you can survive what experts are literally calling the hunting season. All right, first up, popularity and peril. Let's get into why this tool that developers absolutely love is also, a massive security risk. And look, the really scary part here is how urgent this all feels. Experts aren't just quietly talking about this. They are shouting from the rooftops that hunting season is officially open. And what does that mean? It means everybody, from sophisticated hacking groups all the way down to bored script kiddies, is actively looking for ways to exploit this platform and cause chaos. Which brings us to the next big problem, the danger within. See, this isn't just about sketchy plugins you might download. The flaws, the really bad ones, are baked right into the DNA of the platform itself. And if you want to know just how bad it is, check out this number. A single security audit found, get this, 512 vulnerabilities. Not in the add-ons, but in the core platform code. 512. And that's before you've even added a single extra feature. So what are these vulnerabilities exactly? Well, they're not small stuff. We're talking one-click remote code execution. Yeah, that means just visiting the wrong website could give an attacker total control. Then there's something called clawjacked, which lets any website hijack your agent without you even knowing. Plus, a whole bunch of other nasty things like bypassing logins. But you want to know the real kicker? There are no automatic updates. Nope, it's all on you. You have to find the patches and install them yourself. Okay, so to really get the next piece of this puzzle, we have to talk about something called skills. Now, on the surface, they seem totally harmless, right? A skill is just a little markdown file, basically a text file with instructions for the AI. It's supposed to be simple documentation. That's it. But is it really just documentation? And the answer is a huge flashing red lights no. This quote from the 1Password security team just nails it. Markdown isn't content in an agent ecosystem. Markdown is an installer. Think about that. These files that look like harmless little text documents, they're basically Trojan horses. They can be packed with hidden commands, malicious links, they're executable scripts, and the agent, it just runs them. No questions asked. So you take that massive architectural flaw, and where does it lead? Straight to our next topic, a weaponized marketplace. Welcome to the Wild West, folks. We're talking about ClawHub, the official place to get all these so-called skills. And the scale is just mind-boggling. We're talking over 20,000 skills up for grabs. But here's the crazy part. It's almost completely unmoderated. Anyone, and I mean anyone, with a GitHub account that's barely a week old can upload and publish a skill. What could possibly go wrong? And yeah, you guessed it, attackers are having a field day. We've seen huge malware campaigns, like one called Claw Havoc, that had over 1,000 malicious skills. They use tricks like typo squatting, where they name their malware to look like a popular, legit skill. The main payload is usually an info stealer that's hunting for your crypto wallets, your passwords, you name it. And the so-called moderation? A malicious skill only gets hidden after 3 different people report it. By that point, it's way too late for a lot of folks. So, in the middle of all this chaos, the community stepped up. They tried to fix the problem themselves by creating one of those awesome lists, a hand-picked, curated list of skills that are supposedly safer and better, filtering out all the garbage. But here's what's so telling about that effort. To make their safe list, the community had to throw out over 7,000 skills from the official marketplace. Just like that sink in. They looked at the official registry and said, yeah, more than half of this stuff is too sketchy to even be on our list. So why'd they get the boot? Well, here's the breakdown. A whopping 4,000 were just spam or junk. Another 1,000 were basically duplicates. But scroll down to the bottom line, that's the scary one. 373 skills were thrown out because they were confirmed to be malicious. Not maybe malicious, outright malware. So, problem solved, right? Just use the community list? Well, not so fast. Even the people who made the awesome list put a giant warning label on it. They say, and I'm quoting here, skills in this list are curated, not audited. They're basically telling you, hey, we cleaned it up a bit, but you are still on your own. You have to check the code yourself. So even the best case scenario isn't actually safe. Okay, so that brings us to the big question, right? How do you navigate this hunting season? With all these different layers of risk, what can you actually do to protect yourself? Well, the advice from the security pros is pretty blunt. Rule number 1, block. If you're anywhere near a corporate network, just block it. Don't let it touch company systems or data, period. The risk is just way too high. Rule number 2, for your personal stuff, isolate. Be super, super cautious. Before you give it access to any of your personal data, really think about the dangers. And rule number 3, patch. You gotta remember, there are no auto updates, so you have to stay on top of it, constantly checking for security fixes and installing them the second they come out. So at the end of the day, that's the deal with OpenClaw. It's the ultimate high-risk, high-reward situation. When it works, it's amazing, but when it breaks badly, it breaks fast, and you probably won't see it coming. And that leaves us with a really big question, not just about OpenClaw, but about this whole new world of AI agents. Who's actually responsible for keeping us safe? Is it the company that built the shaky foundation? Is it the community trying its best to clean up the mess? Or, in the end, is it just you, left all alone to try and survive the hunting season?